Hey everybody, today we're going to do a campground review of the Sheridan Big Horn Mountain KOA, and it's a KOA journey, and we'll talk about some of the different types of KOAs and what to look for in them. Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Jim.
I'm Corinne.
And today we said we're talking about different KOAs, and this one's a KOA journey in Sheridan, Wyoming. And Corinne, why don't you tell us what's the difference between a journey and other KOAs?
Right, so a journey is really meant to be part of your journey or an overnight stay, although we do have people that stay here for a few days, sometimes a week or two. But generally it's right at the highway. It's easy on, easy off the highway, and meant for just, like I said, like an overnight mostly. And then there are holidays. Holidays are meant for usually a few days stay. They may be on or off the highway, but generally they're going to be they're going to have a little bit more going on in the area and things like that, so people want to stay a little bit. And then finally there are the resorts, and there's not that many of the resorts in the KOA system, but those are intended to have a lot of attractions on the property as well as perhaps around the area, but people come to stay there. Like they could have horseback riding and water parks and bicycle things.
It's usually a multi-day destination.
Yeah.
And so being a journey, you might have just heard that truck go by, and that's because we are right on the exit ramp, which is right up here for the I-90 freeway. Now there is a sign and a city ordinance about trucks using their engine brake or Jake brakes, but as you heard, that one just did it. On this road that's over here, this used to be the exit going that way from the freeway, and a couple of years ago what they did is they changed the exit, and so your GPS might send you into a different direction. So make sure that you're using a current GPS, that your software is updated, and if you're using an RV GPS, just have your co-pilot or partner check with their phone for the entrance. We do get people that get lost.
The other thing is, if you don't look at that at the at your GPS, you also can just look at the instructions that are going to be on the specific KOA website. So each KOA has their own website. It's part of the KOA, what they offer. But yeah, so they will have the instructions and the directions on how to get here as well.
So as you drive into the KOA here in Sheridan, you'll notice beautiful farmland over on this side. We're up against the dead end on the other side, and the entrance is actually very beautiful. You have all these pine trees and tree lined, and one of the comments that we hear a lot about this park is that it's shaded, there's a lot of trees, and it's basically a little piece of heaven here. Up along the entrance site are these little shelters, and these are all tent sites over here, and they're nice. They usually have electric with them too, so that you can charge up your phone. There's grills, and there's a nice padded area that you can pitch your tent. Also, if it's inclement weather, some people put their tents underneath the shelter.
Hi, so these are water and electric sites, and a lot of places don't really have those, but here in Sheridan we do. I think it's probably a holdover from some of the older campgrounds. This campground actually has been here since, I think it's 1964. It's one of the either the third or the fourth KOA. So it is quite old, and supposedly right before this was a KOA, this was actually a drive-in movie theater, which I thought was very interesting. But so these are water and electric spots. They tend to be a little bit more for, like, first of all, they're 30 amp. So it's going to be, if you have like one air conditioner, these are the type of sites you can get, water and electric, and there is a dump site. So I think these are great sites. A lot of them do have some trees. So if you're looking to get away from the heat, it's one of the ones that we try, especially when they're on this side of the park. And then there's also, I don't know if I'm on here, but also there is the playground. The playground's a little dated. It's I think it's due for update. I think they will update it, but it is the kids really like it. It's some of these toys or these I don't even know what to call it. They're like the merry-go, the go-round, the whatever that roundy round thing is. But the things that's like almost reminiscent of our childhood. And then the tires. That's what the kids were. They've got it's all this little I guess almost like the pea gravel in there, so it's a soft thing, and we seem to have the kids really like to do this. All right, and then there is a basketball hoop. We do have the basketball in the office. No charges for any of that. And then again, kind of old, but we do have horseshoes, so you can pick those up also in the office. So back to these are the water and electric slides, the 30 amp ones. These are actually end ones, and they're kind of small. If you get over to, so it goes, these are numbered sites. They start, I think, at 119 and goes up to 131, I think, all of those. And we'll post a map so you can actually see it on the map. But then this Wi-Fi tower, they actually just installed it. It's brand new this season. So the Wi-Fi is actually really good. It was pretty poor prior to this, but it's we do have, I think it's like we have 2G, we have 5G. It is really good speeds now on the internet. So they did make an investment. I think a lot of these there have been a lot of investments made, and there'll be more investments they have to keep making to these older campgrounds. And we haven't forgotten about the 50 amp water electric. There are only probably about 5 or so of those. And these are them. They tend to be quite long. I think somewhere around 60 to 70 feet long. Most of them, there are a couple that are small. Again, old campground converted. But these are pretty nice sites, and people do like them, again, because they can do their, they can dump their tanks on the way out. And for overnight, why you don't necessarily need to hook up your sewer. I know we usually don't for one night. And then these are right next to what we call the B row sites. I think it's B14 to B25 or something like that. And then there's a couple of 130s in here too. So, but you can see that on the map. These sites are 30 amp full hookup. So they do have sewer. So water and electric just has the water and electric, no sewer. And then they have the full hookups, which have the water, electric, and the sewer hookup. And I say that because a lot of people that come through don't necessarily know the difference between a full hookup and a water and electric. And then it's just, the other thing I want to mention is when you're going on to any KOA, always make sure you're scrolling and looking at all the sites that they have available, because they go into categories like the categories we just talked about, the water electric 30 amp, the water and electric 50 amp, the water, the full hookup 30 amp, and then a full hookup 50 amp, which we haven't gotten to yet. Just remember to look at that and make sure you're scrolling all the way down to see what sites are available, because a lot of people sometimes just take the top one, and those can end up costing you more, and it may not even be what as much as you need. And now we're at the A sites. The A sites are those 50 amp full hookup. Again, they have sewer, water, and electric. These are super long sites. Most of them we have a majority of them are like 90 feet long. So you really could, if you had toys and stuff like that, you could fit your RV, your car, and a trailer if you had to. They're just super long. And they have patios, most of them. Some of them don't. These over here have small patios. They all have picnic tables, but they're the sites that we sell out of the quickest. We're just going, and then the other thing I want to mention is at this park, everything is very level. They all have gravel. They're all gravel sites, but they're all level, so you don't have to worry about that. I know we've been to some. It's not, especially if they're in the mountain stuff, you have to worry about, or is the site going to be level? They are level here. There are 2 deluxe cabins at this campground as well. There are several different categories. There's deluxe cabins, there are camping cabins, and then there are also at this campground, there are Conestoga wagons. The deluxe cabin offers air conditioning, has its own bathroom, and has also either like 1.5 or 2 bedrooms. So it's a good solution for families, and a lot of people like them because they're, first of all, surrounded by the green. They have their own patio area, you know, barbecue, versus being in a hotel room where you can't cook your own food and stuff. They also have like efficiency kitchens in them as well. The newest addition to this campground are the 2 Conestoga wagons, which are really, really cool and been pretty popular. They're a little on the pricey side because they are a unique experience and they're like glamping, right? They do have their own private bathhouse, which is appealing to a lot of people. And actually, I can open one up. Whoa, so yeah, it's small, but it's yours when you do it. You have the toilet, the sink, extra towels, and then you've got your shower. So quite nice, and they're really new. So they smell new too, which is cool. Let me just fix this. So similar to the deluxe cabins, this has its own patio area. So it's got the table, the eating table, the rocking chairs, as well as a grill and a fire pit. Oh, well, okay, so this is the way inside the wagon. It's got a king size bed. These windows actually do roll up. They unzip and roll up if you want to bring in the air, but they're really pretty cool. And then it also has a seating area over here, and then there are two twin bunk beds. So really it could comfortably fit four people, like 2 adults. Well, 4 adults or 2 adults and 2 kids, or sometimes the baby with the babies they might put a couple in or whatever. And it's got its own little refrigerator, a Keurig. They're really nice. This is one of their camping cabins. This is cabin number 2. There are 1 through 5, and then we do have and then they do have one that is a 2-room, so it fits a little bit more people. This is your step above the tent, because you have a roof over over you. You do have your own, little patio area and so forth. And so this is really what you're coming into. I'm not going to rearrange, but basically there is a bunk bed, so 2 twins, and then there's a twin above here, and then a full on the bottom. So you can fit quite a few people here. Then even has a desk. Now, a couple things to note. Camping cabins here in Sheridan do not have air conditioning, so that's a really important thing to remember if you're booking it in the summer and it's really hot. However, I'm told that they are going to be upgrading those, and they're going to be putting air conditioning in these, hopefully for next season. Want to go back to, I didn't mention that obviously the deluxe cabins have air conditioning, and so do the Conestoga wagons. So those are kind of your options if you're going to look for something that actually has a roof over your head. This is the expansion area. They used to be tent sites over here, and they're really not used right now. They've been waiting for, I think, licensing and so forth, but they're planning on putting deluxe sites over here, which will be close to the creek that runs through the campground. and it should be really nice. They will have nice patio sites. I believe they're going to, some of them are also going to have the doggy pens right at the site. And then this is the dog park. It's a fenced in off leash area. You'll see that it has the two fences. That way you can have your in and out, and you're in, and that way you don't have to worry if there's another one coming out. But it's just a grass area right now, and it has a little bench. This is going to be moved as well. Once these sites, the new sites come in, they'll be moving this more towards the center of the campground, which I think will be good. The Big Goose Creek runs through or alongside this campground. It also runs down into town. There is fishing in here. It's very, very gentle now, which is very interesting. It was still kind of muddy to me, but we had so much rain this season, and most of the time when we come, you'd see it like going really fast down. So it's really, really, really calm right now. And yes, there is fishing here. However, we always have to remind people, you do have to have a Wyoming fishing license. Even though you're on a campground, you still need it. And who knows, it might be people coming. I don't know, but I always tell people you have to have a Wyoming fishing license. And here are the bathrooms. Ladies' room is over here. Then the men's room is right around the corner. One of the things that they do get good reviews for are the clean bathrooms. So they have great staff here. And we're not saying that because we're biased, but they do have great staff here that take it seriously and make sure everything is clean and ready for each of the guests. And then this is a little game room. It's really good, especially if it's a rainy day or something, but it has ping pong, foosball, which we probably haven't seen in here. It's like brings my colors back. And then there are books and games, and there's actually a microwave in here, and I always forget about it, but yeah, it's nice to have. Right next door to the game room, and in between the office is a laundry room. Laundry here is by quarters. These are probably some of the most inexpensive washing machines you'll find. It's $2. $2 a load, and then 25 cents for 10 minutes in the dryers. So it's a good deal. The office has been here again, not all the campground, and it was redone and pretty much in full this past this beginning of this season. So it's actually very nice and quite well stocked. And this is our mining area. Kids like to come in here. They do have to purchase the little mining kits. It's like dirt with some gems in it. But they come in, they put their gem, they're a little bit at a time, and then they run through here, just like the old miners did with this creek, or the crick, I guess. They probably called it the crick. And then we have our pool area. Again, I think people love the pool, which, I think it's ready for some updates around the side, but the pool itself is really actually quite nice. And it's open between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Here is the common area. You'll see there's a mini putt-putt or a mini golf area. And then also over here, that's where they do fundraising for care camps. If you're not aware of what care camps is, it is a 501c3 that KOA has, and they send children with cancer to summer camps. So the fundraising that is done here, they do it through pancake breakfast on Saturday, and they do it also through during the week. They'll have ice cream socials, and those have been really beneficial, I know, to them to try to reach their goals. Last two items I want to mention is there is firewood. As long as there is not a fire ban, there is firewood available, as well as ice in the office, and also propane. There's a big propane tank, so you can get your refill on your RV, or just even the small propane tanks, not the little teeny ones, but the ones that you use for a grill.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this KOA or KOAs in general, please leave them in the comments below. And until next time, thank you, and we'll hope to see you on the road. Goodbye, everybody.